This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was me having a little bit of a fiddle around using the Phrygian mode. If you remember in Wednesday's video, we looked at the theory of what the Phrygian mode is and what makes it tick, and I said today, Sunday, we'll be taking a little bit of a look at how you can use it in a lead guitar setting. So that's what you've just heard, and here is a little bit of an explanation about, what I was doing to get that Phrygian mode sound.
Solo explanation.
Okay, let's take a quick look at what we got going on here, starting with the chord sequence. There it is right there, and this is how it sounds. So you can hear that little chord sequence is very much centered around that C sharp minor chord. But it's not in the key of C sharp minor, as I shall now demonstrate. Take a look at this little table here that shows you, what I've circled in green, all of the different keys that contain a C sharp minor chord. You can see it's in the key of E major, you can see it's in the key of A major, and also in the key of B major. Now, if we look at the key of E major, you can see that we've got the C sharp minor chord, we've got the E chord and the A chord, but we don't have the D chord, which was in the chord sequence. The nearest we've got there to a D is the D sharp diminished. Looking down at the bottom of the table where the C sharp minor chord occurs in the key of B, you can see we've got the C sharp minor and the E, but we're missing the A chord and we're missing the D chord. The nearest equivalents to the A and the D in that key are the A sharp diminished and the D sharp minor, and those aren't the chords that were in the sequence. The only key where you will find the C sharp minor chord alongside the A major, the E major, the D major and the F sharp minor is the key of A major. Okay, you can see if you look across that table there from the key of A major, you can see all of the chords that are in the chord sequence are in that key. And as you heard, the chord sequence sounds very much centered on that C sharp minor chord. And when you take chords that can only occur together in the key of A major and, kind of focus on the C sharp minor tonality of that, if you read up that column there, you will see that that gives you the Phrygian mode. That is the nature of this chord sequence. If you're not, if you need further explanation of that, then watch Wednesday's video, basically, that I'll link to in the description, where I go into a bit more detail about the chordal aspect of modes. But needless to say, because we're settling on a C sharp minor chord, we would typically use C sharp minor pentatonic. Here's a nice, obvious, easy position of C sharp minor pentatonic up here. Position 1, starting at the 9th fret on the 6th string. Now what we need to know now is what notes are in that, and you can plod through it, if you need to, but I'll tell you it's a C sharp note, an E note, an F sharp note, a G sharp note, and a B note. So we've got C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp and B. Those are the 5 notes in C sharp minor pentatonic, and then it just repeats C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp, E, and so on. So whichever pattern of C sharp minor pentatonic you're using, you will be just playing those 5 notes, because that is what C sharp minor pentatonic is. But obviously we've got extra notes that we can add in. How do we know that? Well, we've got a D major chord in here as well. In the chord sequence. That was one of the chords in the chord sequence. And obviously a D major chord contains a D note. Okay? And it also contains an A note. You can see there's a D chord, as well as having the D note in it. It also has the A note in it. And that A note is also in the A major chord as well, which is another one of the chords in the chord sequence, and you'll also find the A note in the F sharp minor. So all we've got to do now is take our C sharp minor pentatonic and start adding in D and A notes. Well, fairly easy to do. If you know that this note at the 12th fret on the E string is an E note, it has to be, because the 12th fret on any string is just the same note as the open string. So that's an E, so that has to be a D there. And this note here, this B note, 12th fret on the B string, tells us that we have an A note 2 frets below. So, the top 2 strings of that minor pentatonic pattern, which were this, now become that. So where else can we find these notes elsewhere in the pattern? Well, all you have to do is find the note that you're adding in. So let's go for this D note here. Go to the nearest pentatonic note, which is this one. Then starting from the next note of the scale, walk 5 steps down. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay? And that has now taken me to a lower version of this note here, okay, which was the note that was the nearest one to our additional note. So if I know that to add in the D note, I just have to go 1 semitone above that, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's that note again, then just go 1 semitone above this. So we've got there, that's adding the D note in it. there's the D note there, and do the same thing with the A. You know, there's the A note, and, you know, nearest pentatonic note is this one. So then go 5 steps down the pentatonic scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And if we know that our A note is 1 semitone above that note there that we're using as the reference, then it's going to be there as well. And obviously whatever happens on this E string is going to happen on this E string as well. So you get that, and, you know, just kind of suggesting a C sharp minor tonality by, let's just play a C sharp minor chord. And you begin to get that, you know, that typically, characteristically dark Phrygian mode sound. That's basically all I was doing in the solo, just adding those additional D and A notes into all of the different patterns of C sharp minor pentatonic. And there is a PDF for my Patreon supporters that shows you all of the different fingerings of the C sharp Phrygian mode that you can, you know, kind of use to guide yourself around the fretboard, adding in those additional Ds and A notes to the C sharp minor pentatonic. That's what's going on with the solo that I played in the Phrygian mode. Have some fun with it. And there is, of course, a full tab for the solo in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing the solo and that clip that you've just seen there of me explaining everything and the backing track to play along with. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is, of course, in the description. It's only $3 a month or £2.50 to get access to all of these additional bits and pieces and resources that go along with these little YouTube lessons that I do. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me in that way or any of the other ways, all of which are linked downstairs in the description. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and perhaps even a little bit inspiring. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not give me a like while you're at it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.